Hello and welcome back. We just got done setting up our new plant room and I'm so excited to have this upgraded space to grow our new seedlings in. The seeds that we are starting today need heat and light to germinate, but before we go into that, I want to show you what seeds we have. We have this Kamatsuna. It was a free seed from Baker Creek and it is supposed to have a mild spinach flavor. I have a Bulgarian leek and a gourmet lettuce mix. It's from last year. I have my loofah gourd. These I'm very excited to start. I tried these last year and they did not work out for me, but I did much more research this year, so I'm much more confident that we can at least get the plant going. I'm not sure if it has enough time to mature where I live, but we will try. Now I have these Tango apple seeds. My children wanted me to try to grow an apple tree from this. I'm aware that it's going to take a few years, and I'm also aware that they are probably not going to taste like the apple that they're familiar with, and they will revert back to one of their parent plants, but that is okay. It's just a little experiment, and they'll probably forget what it tastes like by the time we actually get an apple, if we ever do. We have our true potato seeds here. We got these off of our Kennebec potatoes from last year's garden, and we are going to do a little experiment to see if we can get potatoes from that. I have some broccoli here that was used last year. We're going to try that again and probably get some new varieties. I have a yellow Spanish onion, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use. I have a Copenhagen cabbage and Jersey Breeze tomato. I tried these last year. We got some tomatoes off of them, but not nearly enough. We had a very wet, cool season. I have some new tomatoes here, Peron tomatoes. These are a deep red dual-purpose canning and slicing sort with excellent flavor, so I'm excited to give these a try. I also ordered another variety of tomato that should be coming in today, and it's called Mountain Magic, and I'm excited to try that one too, because I live on a little mountain, and I'm hoping that it works out better. They're smaller tomatoes. I saw the Mountain Magic tomato recommended by another YouTuber, so I'm excited to give them a try. I'm going to butcher some of these names here, but I believe this is called an Antigua eggplant. Looks very similar to the eggplant that I grew last year, and that eggplant did very well for me, and I'm excited to have that going again. And then I have some Craig's Grande jalapenos that we are going to get going. I'm going to use these for salsa or pickling jalapenos, maybe some cowboy candy. I don't know. I've never made that before, so maybe we'll give that a try. And then I have these poblano peppers. I love poblano peppers. I make a delicious taco skillet, and I'd really like to try stuffing some poblanos, so I'm excited to have these in our 2024 garden. Moving on, I have some kale here. I'd like to grow this for the chickens. They love kale. I had these all separated on what I wanted to start now, or like ASAP, and ones that I don't want to start just yet, and then I just mix them all up. So here I'm just trying to reorganize them just a bit. I have Utah celery here. I only have a few seeds of this left, and I'm undecided if I'm going to start these yet or not, but we will put them there and we will see. I have elderberries that I did one other method of cold stratifying them. They're in my shed right now outside for the winter, and I need to do a boiling water method for these, so we will be doing that very soon. These are some leftover seeds from last year. Really need to get like a seed organizer. I have a bunch of lettuce seeds that fell into that bag. Here's my radiant radish mix. I also have my cat here that loves to come hang out. So yes, we have our radiant radish mix from last year, and we have a spinach that I grew last year that didn't really work out for me too well, but we're going to try it again. I grew at the wrong time of the season last year, so it is what it is. And then I have this butter crunch lettuce that we're gonna start some of that closer to spring. We have some marigolds, some pickling cucumbers, and some slicing cucumbers. My kids love to snack on cucumbers, so I definitely have to get some of those going when it's closer to spring. I have these tall telephone shelling peas. I grew these last year. My kids love them. They were just popping them open straight out of the garden, just eating them. And yeah, that was a big hit and definitely needs to be in 2024 garden. coming up on our last bit of seeds here. We have some seeds that we saved ourselves. Here's some sunflowers. And then we have some marigolds from last year's garden. We saved these. And these are not the same marigolds as what's in these bags here. That's a different one that I got at the end of the season, so we might try both of them. Might save the other one for the following year. And then we have a cantaloupe. I grew these last year, but they got severely shaded out, so we're going to try again and put them in a better spot this year. We have some Tokyo white scallions. Not sure if I'm going to start those or not. And these yellow sweet Spanish onions. I'm also undecided if I'm going to start these or if I'm going to just buy some starts. Because I really want some onions, and I didn't have much success from growing onions from seed last year. So that's all for our seeds for 2024 so far. I am definitely going to do a few more seed orders, but I haven't decided yet on what else I'm going to get. So now I'm just going to sort out and see what we are going to start right now, which will be our peppers and eggplant. We also need to start our loofah too. Our loofah seeds need to soak for 48 hours, so we are going to get these in a cup of water and we're going to let these soak. So here's our cup of water and our seeds. And I'm just reusing this cup from our pumpkin plant that we have here. That's what it came home in from my daughter's school. So here we go. I decided that I'm going to do 6 seeds I'm going to soak, and I might end up having to do some more later. We'll see how well these germinate. Now let's get some gloves on and get our soil opened up, and we have to mix this. It's a compacted soil. We're going to mix it with some water. And it is very fine. I thought it was a seed starting mix, but it's a potting mix, but it's okay because it's very fine. And there's no big chunks in it that is going to stop the seeds from sprouting. So we're mixing it with some water here. And I end up adding a lot more soil because I wasn't sure how much water to soil I should put in. Now that we've gotten to a consistency that I like, I'm going to grab my seed cells and we're going to start filling these up. As I'm filling them, I'm just going to pop them in the seed tray to keep them organized so they don't get knocked all over. Alright, so now we are moving on to planting our seeds. We have our Craig's Grande, we have our Poblanos here. So we're just going to put 2 seeds per cell. Last year I had a real hard time thinning out my seedlings, and I think that stunted a lot of their growth because I didn't thin them out. And this year I know better. I knew better last year, but I still couldn't bring myself to do it. But this year I'm going to thin them out, and I'm only putting 2 per cell. So we will just leave whatever one looks the strongest, the healthiest, and we will cut off the one that's not as strong. If you want to keep them both, you can just like gently, I guess you'd say, like tweeze out one of them and repot them. But that's a little riskier, disturbing the roots, and I'm not going to do that this year. I did that last year. I'm not going to do it this year. So now we're going to plant some Craig's Grande jalapenos, and I'm going to do the same thing here, just 2 per cell. And we're going to do 4 cells of jalapenos. We did 3 cells of poblanos, and I'm also going to do 4 cells of our eggplant. I accidentally dropped an extra one here, but that's okay. We'll just have 3 in this cell. That will be just fine. More chances of germination. Put the extra ones back, and moving on to our eggplant. These seeds are much smaller and a little hard to come up on the camera, but we're sticking with the 2 seeds per cell here. Now before we top these with some soil, I'm just going to get our heat mat plugged in so we can get that warming up for our seedlings, our seeds. So I ended up losing the rest of this video, and this is 48 hours later, and we are going to be planting our loofah seeds. 1 seed per cell in this. I should have probably done 2, but that's okay. 1 will be fine. If they don't germinate, we can start again. I top these with about 1/4 inch of soil, and I'm going to get those underneath the light as well with the heat mat. These don't need light to germinate, but I already have the light going and I only have 1 heat mat, so this is what we're doing. You're going to want to make sure you're labeling your seeds. In the part of the video that got cut off from the other day, I did label all my seeds. I just used some duct tape and a Sharpie marker, and I'll show you how I did that with these ones. So I have my duct tape here. I'm just gonna pull some off. I'm gonna fold some over so we can easily remove this off of the seed cells when we are ready to, after we plant them in the garden. Cut the duct tape and fold this side over as well. Place that on your seed cell, and then we're just gonna write loofah, because these are our loofahs. You can probably see my belly popping out in this video, but we just found out that we're having another baby girl. I'm just going to show you a few times here how I did this. So we're just going to fold the top piece over, fold the bottom piece over, and stick it to the cup. If you don't fold the pieces over, at least one of the sides over, then it's going to stick like really bad, and you're going to have a hard time getting it off your seed cell. And I do want to reuse these seed cells. They're Bootstrap Farmer seed cells. I believe that's what they're called, and they're good quality, so I want to reuse these every year. Just writing loofah again, and I'm putting them on in our seed tray. Here I'm just going to show you that I also labeled these ones from the other day. The lighting is not very good, but we have our eggplants right here. Camera's not really focusing on it. You can see it a little better there. Our jalapenos and our poblanos. And I just put some humidity domes over top of them to help them germinate and build up the humidity and keep the soil moist. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there's plenty more to come. I hope you have a blessed day. Also, don't mind my scratched up floors.